Grand Rising. Welcome back to another episode of Discern from Nicole. So, today's topic is trailblazing. And in this talk, I'm just going to just share with y'all basically you know what me and my husband did, you know what I'm saying? Back in 2020, I really worked on myself and my husband, like we worked on ourselves, right? Because we had the time to. And it all started with renewing our minds. We had to go through a period of isolation, to where we weren't around our family as much and we weren't around our friends as much and all of that. Because when God's doing a work in you, nobody's going to understand it but you. And if you're not careful, if you share things too early or too soon, or if you're doing any of that, then it'll be, the enemy will kill it and he'll use anybody to do it. People be talking you out of stuff like all the time. I'm sure, a lot of times, you know, we end up blabbing and saying stuff. And then before you know it, you don't even want to do it no more because somebody done talked you out of something. When it's like, no, God told you the vision. And you gotta really be mindful and careful about who these bugs are out here. Be careful about who you're sharing stuff with. Now, when we decided to, make a change, that was not an easy decision because, we were comfortable with being and doing what we knew. And, it's hard when you want to change, but you got to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. And that's what we had to do. And, when we set out to and decided that, we want to be business owners, we want to build this empire and have this legacy for our children and our family and everybody after us, that's blazing a trail. And the trail's not there. Just like think about like hiking. Like if you hike and you go on the path, like someone's already went that way, but someone has to take the first steps. And so, you're going to have to do things you've never done. You're going to have to, you know, um, just be willing to push through. And it's hard. It's hard, y'all. But it's so worth it because at the end of the day, you're not doing things for you. You're doing it to serve others. And if you understand that, then it don't make it it's not a problem. You know what I'm saying? So what we, like I said, we renewed our minds. We were talking to God. We were very intentional about being in our word and praying together and just getting closer to him. And honestly, what happened with me is that it sorry, I got a call. It brought me back to, I remembered what he gave me when I was little. And we know exactly who we are when we are born. We know that because kids are honest. They know exactly what they want. And it's just that simple. And I had to go back and remember, and I wrote the vision down and made it plain. And honestly, once I started doing that, like when I tell you I'm marking stuff off this list left and right, like it's crazy the stuff that's happening because it's like you write the vision, you make it plain, and though it may tarry, you may have to wait for it. My vision is pretty big, so I'm still in the waiting process. But a lot of it has come to pass, and I'm just so grateful. But it all started in the mind, and it's like I said, it's hard, it's difficult, but you gotta push through. If you want different, you gotta do different. And you gotta constantly feed your mind, and you can't be around small minded people. You just can't because that's gonna you're gonna shrink yourself down to that, And I had notes here, but I ain't even looking at my notes. I'm just flowing. I'm just flowing because it's a talk. And, I'm just so grateful that, him and I are in agreement with that. And he's always, like I said, has had that spirit. It just took me a little time to get here. But now that I'm here, baby, ain't no stopping. So, but yeah, it's wild. It's really wild, y'all, the stuff that's going on. But I know that it's going to be well worth it all. And you also have to have thick skin because people will say things and you can't. I used to wear my heart on my sleeve, like any and every little thing that somebody would say to me that I didn't agree with or didn't like, I'm cutting you off. No, for what? I like you. God bless you. Bye. That's my attitude about it now. But I don't get mad at you. For what? For what? No, you gotta have thick skin if you're willing to, blaze a trail and do things that have never been done before because, we're all creators and that's what God created us for and to do. And like I said in the other video, serving. Serving is a huge part of that because you were not put here for you. You were put here to serve others. That's why a lot of people on these big, huge platforms and celebrities and stuff, like, how do you think Beyonce and Jay-Z got to where they are? By listening to other people? No. By doing things their way, and they just recognized it at a young age, and it's never too late. So I'm just saying all this to say and just be an encouraging word for someone, because I don't know who it's for, but I just felt it heavily on my spirit to talk about this because that's where it started with me. Like, I had to renew my mind. And in that, like, every day I'm constantly feeding my mind and I'm staying busy and productive in things that are moving me towards the vision. And it's happening, and it's like God's sending people, God's sending resources, God's sending things that is, making that path, like, that's laying it out in front of us. But again, you got to use your discernment and know, is it of God or no? Because if it's not of God, then it's going to bring sorrow. And blessings of the Lord makes rich and adds no sorrow to it. So that's all I wanted to say. I hope you all have a blessed day or night. I'm not sure when you're going to hear this, but take care. Love you. Peace.